Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I have a list of things that Treyarch is planning to make changes on based on feedback for the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 beta that just came out not even like 30 minutes ago, giving a list of things that they are looking into to fix within Black Ops 4, things that they know people are complaining about and such. I'm not going to give my full list of criticisms just yet. I'm going to wait till the beta is over, so Monday or Tuesday, whenever they decide to finish it. It's supposed to end Monday, but I feel like they might extend it a day because they usually do that for betas. But I'm going to, wait till I get to play more because I haven't even played everything. I haven't used everything in the game. I want to make a full video making what I believe needs to be changed, and it will be a lot better than just throwing it out there now, you know what I'm saying? But for the beta recap, they started to, look at issues. They started to listen to community feedback and see what they believe needs to be changed. So first things first, they said frame rate. They said overall, the general frame rate in the game has been solid for the majority of players. However, we had identified specific cases where a player will experience a bug that causes the game to get in a bad state where frame rate is severely impacted, which I've only experienced once or twice. It wasn't really that terrible, but if it is really bad for some people, I think it's a good thing that they're looking into fixing that. And they also said there's a few shortfalls in some maps, like graphics not loading in and such, so that makes sense. They said load times. We identified a bug that causes maps to load in slowly. I've had that a ton, or some players in a lobby relative to others in the same lobby, which result in those players missing out on the pre-match specialist selection stage. I've done that 100 times by now, I would say. I've missed the beginning pre-match specialist selection stage where you pick a class, pick your specialist. So good thing they're fixing that. They said weapon tuning. For anyone getting wrecked by SMGs right now, rest assured that we're looking to a performance stats of all weapons in the game with the flood of new data that we have from the beta, and we'll be tuning gameplay content throughout the beta period and beyond based on performance metrics. Look out for an update Saturday morning, so that means tomorrow morning, which is exciting. And I haven't really had much of an issue with the SMGs so far in terms of them being too powerful, but maybe other people think they are. I don't know. I haven't really seen. Honestly, the gun balance is very well done, I think, so far. I think a few weapons are underpowered. I think a few might be a little overpowered, but I don't think there's anything too serious. And it says special issues such as equipment/weaponry. Some players have shared feedback about special weapons or equipment that feel overpowered. We're actively looking through the data to make sure that we strike the right balance between fun and pacing. As with weapon tuning, balancing this will actively be updated during the beta. I haven't had that many problems with the balancing either, to be completely honest. I mean, a few things seem like they're overpowered. Kind of like the dog seems a little too good. The one thing from what's his name, the shield guy seems a little bit too good in my eyes. I haven't seen anyone else say that, but I've seen some people say that. Also, Ruin's grappling hook can get you into places that I don't think it should get you into, but overall, I'm not having that much of an issue with the balancing when it comes to specialist characters, which is good. They also said bunny hopping. They say, we see you out there. Clearly, your jump game is on point. Jumping in combat is perfectly valid technique, but we have let a few tweaks slip by that makes it a little too valid. This one is higher on our list, so they're going to fix the whole thing of people jumping way too much, because in this game they have it differently than other games where you can continuously jump up and down and you don't lose any extra height. Like normally in Call of Duty you jump and then jump again, you'll not jump as high as you did the first time because there's a little bit of a cooldown between the times that you can jump higher, but they just completely got rid of that cooldown. You can just keep jumping high and high and high, and that kind of makes it too easy to jump shot. And then of course they said spawns. We're always looking on the data on spawns and are tuning this actively alongside other gameplay systems. Spawn systems are always in constant need of fine-tuning throughout the life of the game because there's always a new and evolving player behaviors and trends that impact it. So that's good. Spawns have been a little wonky, not gonna lie. Good thing they're looking for it. And they say, based on what we've seen on Twitter and on Black Ops 4 subreddit today, we appreciate that there are two other things you'll likely want to hear about. So these are two things that they don't know if they want to change yet. They just have heard people complaining about them. And it's the free cursor UI, and they say yes, this is a big change, but there are benefits to it that make it faster to navigate once you get a feel for it, and we've tuned it effectively. For example, you can travel from a selection in one corner of the grid to a selection in the other corner of the grid several times faster than you could with a standard D-pad navigation. That said, we understand how off-putting the change like this can be many players. Honestly, at first I didn't like it. I didn't at all. I was like, no, I don't like this at all. But I love it because I didn't know the free cursor sounds bad on paper, but they make it so it like attracts to the different objects around you, so it works just fine. When I saw gameplay of the free cursor, and I haven't played it for myself, I thought it was literally a free cursor and it wouldn't lock on to anything. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be going, I feel like the sensitivity for the free cursor is gonna be too goddamn fast, and I'm gonna accidentally click something I don't want to click, or it's gonna be hard to click certain things. I'm gonna have to really like use my aiming to like perfectly get something, but it locks on to everything you want to click to make it much easier for the free cursor to work. So I actually really like the free cursor, and I'm actually really glad they're doing it, and I think it's one of the best changes that they've made to this game, 100%. And they said armor. We hear what you're saying about armor. We want to proceed thoughtfully and carefully here. We're less than 24 hours into the beta at this point, and not all content has been earned or had enough time to settle into the meta of the game. We know that gear category is new and has a lot of content that sits above the normal band of perks. Because of that, it's really important we see the full range of created class content in play with a lot of data about a player performance. So basically they're saying they don't want to get rid of the armor, they don't want to change it, they just want to let things settle for a bit in the beta, and if it's more of a problem in the next few days, then they'll probably end up changing it. I don't think they'll get rid of it, but they'll probably nerf it severely. But that's kind of just, how it sounds. So I have a couple other things that I feel like they should be working on, but like I said, I want them to wait for my full video to do it. But I'll just mention a few of them here. First of all, the score streaks aren't bad, but they're really hard to earn. I gotta be honest, these are probably the hardest score streaks I've ever had to earn, and the reason why is because of the time to kill, and the fact that if you're outnumbered in a gunfight, you're most likely gonna die. It's not like other Call of Duties where you can actually kind of put up a fight. This one, it's really hard to put up a fight against being outnumbered because it's a very team-oriented game. It's very like you kind of need a team with you. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it a lot easier, and so being a lone player is very difficult within Black Ops 4, and I think that needs to be somehow talked about in some way. And UAV for 550 score, really? That's way too much for UAV. UAV should be 450 or 500 or maybe even 400. I'm being completely honest. UAV should not be that high of score to get. I feel like that's a little on the crazy side of life, but everything else looks fine. I think they need to add more score streaks as well. I'm really hoping that this is not the only score streak they have in the full game. Obviously it's not. This is the beta. No shit. But I remember Black Ops 3, they only added one other score streak that wasn't in the beta to the full game. So I'm really hoping they actually add a lot more, because I want the Swarm to come back, the Attack Dogs, the Lodestar, the VTOL, all sorts of epic streaks, the Sentry Gun. That is clearly, they're not, in the beta. In the VSAT too, I don't think the VSAT was there. I didn't see it at least. So hopefully they add all that. Of course, I'm sure they will. I'm just saying that it's kind of off-putting to only have such less of score streaks than we usually have. You know what I'm saying? Same for attachments. There's not many attachment options. I really like the attachment upgrades that you can get for some attachments. I really like that. That's an awesome system. Like I said, I'm going to talk about the good and the bad of the beta in another video. Just, I'm going to give it time first. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out. Let me know what you guys think about the new changes, by the way, that Treyarch has addressed.